So we continue with the current electricity, and we were about at the point of resistance and the factors affecting the resistance of a conductor. So the factors affecting the resistance of the conductor, we see the resistance is going to be dependent on, first thing is the material of the conductor. So whether it's a good conductor, whether it's a bad conductor, so depending upon the material, depending upon the number of free electrons present in the material, we can know that whether it is having a higher resistance or a lower resistance. The material of the wire, the resistance of the wire depends on the number of collisions which the electron moving through it suffers when the other electrons and the fixed positive ions of the wire. So when the electrons are moving, तो जितना number of collisions उसका होगा in between with the protons and the positive ions and the electrons, so that will determine the resistance. In different materials, the concentration of electrons and the arrangement of atoms are different. Therefore, the resistance of wire is of the same length, same area of cross section, but different material differ depending on their material. So even if I have got suppose I have got these two conductors, one is of aluminum and other is of copper. दोनों का size, दोनों का width, सब कुछ same है. If I see this one, both are of the same shape, same size, same cross section area. But still, the aluminum will have lesser resistance and the iron will have more resistance, or the copper will have lesser resistance and aluminum will have more resistance. So accordingly, you will find that depending upon the material of the conductor, the resistance is going to increase or decrease. So good conductors having higher concentration of free electrons such as metals offer less resistance. So always good conductors will have less resistance. The second one is the length of the wire. So we have the next one is the length of the wire. For finding the length of the wire, let's understand it very simply. Because suppose मैं resistance को compare करता हूँ to the traffic. Okay, if I need to travel from here to a distance which is 1 kilometer and a similar kind of road where I need to go 3 kilometers, tell me which one will be more difficult for me, 1 kilometer or 3 kilometers? Of course 3 kilometers. Why is that so? So it is seen that जितना ज़्यादा distance मुझे travel करने का रहेगा उतना ही मुझे traffic ज़्यादा मिलेगा. जितना कम distance रहेगा उतना कम difference. Similarly, the resistance will also be working the same way. More the distance, more the length of the wire, more will be the resistance, and lesser the length of the wire, lesser will be the resistance. So the number of collisions suffered by a moving electrons will be more if they have to travel a longer distance in wire. Therefore, a longer wire offers more resistance than a shorter wire. That is, resistance of the wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire. The third is the cross-sectional area of the wire. This is cross-section. Cross-section area of the wire. What is cross-section? समझो ये है तो ये जो circular part है, this is the cross-section. Okay. Again, we'll compare it with the traffic. Suppose I want to go to a certain place. दोनों एक किलोमीटर के distance पे. One road is a very narrow road. Another one is a highway, which will give me a lesser amount of resistance. That means where the traffic will be less. Of course, in the highway, because it's a broader road, I can go faster in a highway, whereas in a smaller lane, I cannot go that fast. So you can find that similar to the highway and the small lane, more the area of cross section, lesser will be the resistance. Because area of cross section increase होने के कारण उसका collision कम होगा और the electrons can pass through more easily when they are moving from one point to another point. So it is seen that in a thick wire, electrons get a larger area of cross section to flow as compared to a thin wire. Therefore, a thick wire offers a less resistance. That is, resistance of the wire is inversely proportional to the area of the wire. So that was about the area of wire, and next we see the last point, and that is called the temperature of the wire. So that is the next one is the temperature. Now this one we saw that resistance is directly proportional to the length, and here resistance is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area. Temperature mein, it's a very simple to understand. what will happen to a body when it is heated? जो बॉडी पहले सिर्फ इतना वाइब्रेट हो रहा था, इतना ही वाइब्रेट हो रहा था, अब क्या होगा, हीट करने से वो इतना वाइब्रेट करेगा. तो जो इलेक्ट्रॉन को यहाँ से पास होना है, वो जब इतना वाइब्रेट करना है तो उसको डॉज करना ईजी है, पर जो इतना वाइब्रेट कर रहा है तो उसको डॉज करना और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. सो द इंटरनल molecular structure is going to have more kinetic energy, so more motion, and that's why the chances of collision in case of electrons with a higher temperature is going to increase. So that's why if the temperature of wire increases, ions in it vibrate more violently. Ions inside are going to vibrate more violently. As a result, the number of collision increases, and hence the resistance of the wire increases. That means the resistance of the wire increases with the increase in the temperature. So here, material के हिसाब से it will depend upon good conductor, bad conductor. Good conductor less resistance, bad conductor more resistance. Length के हिसाब से resistance is going to increase with the length, more the resistance. Resistance is going to decrease with the area of cross section, more the cross section area, lesser will be the resistance. And temperature में, if the temperature increases, the resistance decreases. Okay, with the increase in the temperature, there is a decrease in the resistance. So this was how the factors which affect the resistance of a particular conductor. We now move on to the third part of the chapter, that is efficient use of energy. Now of course this is based on energy conservation, that we should use as much amount of, we should save electricity as much as possible, because it is going to be difficult for us to produce energy continuously. So that's why judicious use of the electricity is required to be done from our side. So let's see how to use efficiently the energy. The meaning of efficient use of energy is to reduce the cost and amount of energy to be used in provide us the various products and services. Energy efficiency can be achieved by adopting more efficient eco-friendly technology and processes. This results in reduction of the cost of energy and emission of greenhouse gases. Yeah, that's the main problem. Energy अगर हम लोग supply मिल भी जाएगा, but we are going to generate a lot of amount of greenhouse gases and cause global warming if we keep on using the energy in the same way as we are doing up till now. So that's why what is required is we use energy efficient devices, which is going to give you the same efficiency of the output wise, but the input what is required for it is going to be less. A small example would be the LED lamps. The LED bulb or LED tube light what we see, it gives the same amount of light which a normal tube light is giving, but LED tube light is just 20 watt as compared to the normal tube light which is 40 watts. So with half the wattage, it is giving the same works. So that means that it is saving energy by 50%. So this is how you can, this is one small example of that. So let's see what are the different examples over here. By properly insulating a home, it is possible to maintain a comfortable temperature inside. It will reduce the cost of heating device in winter and cooling device in summer. So that's true. If we are having an air conditioned room, and वो air conditioned room के अंदर अगर हम लोग सब कुछ properly sealed रहेगा, in that case the cooling is going to take place very fast in that room. But the same place, if the room is such that there is a hole in between or the windows cannot be closed properly and there is a gap in between the roads and then the door is also open, what will happen? The AC will take a long time to cool up the room, and that's why there will be a lot of energy wastage. So that's why first thing what is required is the insulation of the room for proper heating as well as cooling. Second, the use of fluorescent light or natural sunlight instead of traditional incandescent lamp light bulbs reduce the amount of energy required to attain the same level of illumination. So they always seen that the bulbs they will normally give you, not the CFL ones, normal bulbs, the yellow color bulbs which are there, they normally take a more amount of power. They will always be 25 watt, 60 watt, 100 watt, 200 watt. ये बड़े-बड़े bulbs होते हैं और उसका जो light जो है वो ठीक है ज़्यादा होता है, उसके साथ में heat भी देता है, and at the same time, so they are not energy efficient as compared to the normal thing. Now, best thing to do is to use the natural light. If the skylight, the normal light is available to you, then the best thing is to use that one. If that is not there, use fluorescent tube lights rather than using incandescent bulbs. The use of compact fluorescent light, the CFL bulbs, that is CFL, use 67% energy, save 67% energy and may last 6 times or to 10 times longer than the incandescent lamps. So instead of using the incandescent lamps, bulbs, normal bulbs, it is better to use CFL bulbs, because CFL bulbs can help you not only to reduce the energy for by 67%, but it also saves energy by 67%, but it also has a life which is almost 3 times the normal bulbs, because it can last for around 6 to 7 times, oh sorry, it's not 3 times, 6 to 10 times longer life cycle. The use of LED, light emitting diode bulbs, for lighting reduces the consumption of energy drastically. It is also useful in reducing the global warming and the harmful effect of mercury used in the fluorescent lights. So yeah, instead of using fluorescent lights, we can use LEDs. LEDs are much more better. They give you good amount of light also. At the same time, it is not having mercury in it, which is going to be harmful gases released by it. So it also protects global warming. The modern energy efficient appliances such as refrigerator, freezers, ovens, stoves, dishwashers, dryers, etc. make use of significantly less energy than the older appliances. Nowadays, appliances are star rated according to their efficient use of electricity. So nowadays you will find that the air conditioners, all they will be having a star rating. The star rating will tell you that okay, ये 3 star है, ये 5 star है, ये 2 star है, 1 star है. So depending on the star rating, you come to know that the star rating is going to tell you that how energy efficient is that particular device. If the star rating is 3, it means that moderate amount of electric bill will be there, or electric supply will be used by it. If it is 5, that means a very low amount of electric supply will be used by it. If it is 1, means a high amount of electric bill will be there, or more electric supply used by it. The modern a building's location and its surrounding plays a key role in regulating its temperature and illumination. Proper placement of the windows and skylights and the use of architectural features that reflect light into the building can reduce the need of an artificial lighting. White roof system can save more energy in summer. So, two things: architectural structure should be such that maximum amount of sunlight is available into the rooms. So in that case, you do not require artificial lights to be there in the rooms at all in the normal conditions, so that you are able to work in the location with normal skylight. Moreover, you can also have white roof. That means the roof which is on the top, if it is white in color, automatically it is going to be less amount of heat absorption, and that's why air conditioning all will also be easier for it. So that's why white roof system can save more energy in summer. The use of advanced boilers and furnaces in industry can save sufficient amount of energy in attaining the high temperature by burning less fuel. Use of such technology is more efficient and less polluting. So again, if you are using boilers, so boilers and furnaces are the very big units which are going to, like a huge pressure cooker, where a huge amount of fuel is going to be used, and if that boiler is not energy efficient, then definitely what will happen is there a lot of wastage of energy will be there in case of radiation of the heat out given out by the boiler. So if proper insulation, everything is there, it will maintain a proper heat inside and save a lot of amount of energy. The fuel efficiency in the vehicle can be increased by reducing the weight of the vehicle using the advanced tires and the computer controlled engines. So yeah, in the normally the new vehicles which are there, they are computer controlled. So the fuel injection is all electronically controlled, that it will give you the maximum amount of efficiency. So that is why you always find that the latest kind of vehicles, they give you more mileage for the same amount of petrol usage. According to the International Energy Agency, the improved energy efficiency in building, industry and transportation could be reduce the world's energy need in 2050 by 1/3, and thus it can help in control of global emission of the greenhouse gases. So yes, by the estimating that by 2050 we can be so energy efficient that we can not only be having a good amount of energy efficiency, but also will be reducing the global warming to a large extent by reducing the greenhouse emission from them. And there are some social initiatives which are made for the energy conservation. So first is the rapid depletion of the energy resources and the adverse environment impact of energy use has led to first the effort so as to develop the energy efficient machines. So first thing what people are trying to do is make energy efficient machines so that they will require less amount of energy for the same amount of work done. Second, the technology which can reduce the energy expenditure and minimize the environmental hazard. It has become essential to create awareness amongst the people and build in them the trends of sensitive use of the resources and products so as to reduce the use of electricity. So yes, the technology is required so as to reduce the expenditures we are doing in energy, and also there should be awareness of to the people that they can use the least amount of energy whenever possible. Public awareness can be improved through mass media and children's participation in campaigns and eco clubs activities. Community involvement will surely be effective in reducing the misuse of electricity. The non-government organizations (NGO) can be used to create social awareness to the sensitive use of the resources. So that's the thing that there could be some non-government organizations (NGOs) which could help in the people not overusing or exploiting the energy consumption and accordingly having the best efficiency or energy efficient devices to be used. So yeah, this was the end of the chapter current electricity. So that's done in 4 parts. Okay, that's it for this chapter. There are no numericals, so nothing to worry about in the numericals part. So whatever formulas we had got for the current and the voltage and all, they are there, but as such there are no. Oh, sorry, there are some 4 numericals over here. I just go through the 4 numericals now. It just slipped off from my mind when I changed from one part to another part. So I can see that in their numericals, though in the first part as well in the second part. So we first write down the formula. So the first formula is given as Q is equals to N into E, and then I is equals to Q upon T, and then we have got the potential difference as V or is equals to W upon Q, and then we have got R is equals to V upon I. So these are the formula which you are going to use in this one. So first thing in exercise A, so A part ka first form 1 numerical, a charge 0.5 coulomb, so Q is equals to 0.5 coulomb, passes through a cross section of conductor in 5 seconds. So the time is equals to 5 seconds. You need to find out the current. So I is equals to Q upon T, that is this formula. So we have 0.5 upon 5 is equals to, this is going to be 0.1, that is 0.1 ampere. So the current passing through the conductor will be 0.1 ampere. Sum number 2, the current is 1.5 ampere, a current flows through a conductor for 2 seconds, the amount of charge we have to find out. So I is equals to given as 1.5 ampere flowing through it for 2 seconds. So we need to find out Q. So Q is question mark. So we know that Q is equals to I into T based on this formula itself. So I into T, I is 1.5 into 2 is equals to 3 coulomb. So answer is 3 coulomb. The next we see is sum number 3. When a starter motor of a car is switched on for 0.8 seconds, so time is equals to 0.8 seconds, a charge of 24 coulomb is going to be passed to the coil for the motor. Find the current. So I is equals to Q upon T is 24 upon 0.8, so it will be 30 is equals to 30 ampere. So the current will be 30 ampere. That was sum number 3rd. Now we see the exercise B. So exercise B, the numericals of the second part of the chapter about these ones. Okay, this was in the first part. A part, this is the B part. So in the B part, we have the first question over here. In transferring 1.5 coulomb charge through a wire, 9 joule of work is done. So we can see that Q is equals to 1.5 coulomb and the work done is 9 joule. Okay, so we need to find out V is equals to W upon Q, that is nothing but 9 upon 1.5, that is going to be giving you is equals to 6. 6 volt is the potential difference or the wire. That was the first sum. We move on to the next sum. The second sum, a cell of potential volt difference 12 volts. So V is equals to 12 volt. Connected to a bulb, the resistance of the filament when is low is 24 is equals to 24 ohms. We need to find out the current. So we have over here that R is equals to V upon I. So I is equals to V upon R is equals to 12 upon 24 is equals to 0.5 ohm ampere. So the current is 0.5 ampere in the sum number 2. We now move on to sum number 3. A bulb draws current 1.5 amperes at 6 volts. So I is equals to 1.5 ampere at voltage is 6 volts. Find the resistance of the bulb. So R is equals to V upon I is equals to 6 upon 1.5 is equals to 4 times, that is 4 ohms. So the answer is 4 omega 4 ohms. Next we see is the last sum, that is question number 4. A current 0.2 ampere flows in a wire resistance 15 ohms. So current I is equals to 0.2 ampere flowing in a resistance of 15 ohms. Find the potential difference. V is equals to I into R, because over here V is equals to I into R. So that's why I is 0.2 into 15. That will be 3 volts. So that is 3 volts will be the answer for question number 4. So these are the totally 7 numericals of both part A and B combined of the current electricity. Okay, very easy numericals, not to worry at all about it. So that's about the chapter current electricity. Thank you.